Welcome. This is the last video number 4, and in this video we are going to use a cloud-based database, also known as a fusion table, in conjunction with the profile or the spreadsheets. In the process, you will learn how to update new data information from the spreadsheet into the fusion table or the cloud database. You will conduct an analysis and you will be able to use the card information from the fusion table. You will also be able to filter and change the layout of the parameters for the information provided. Okay, here we are at the Employee Relations Groups folder. Here we have the profile, which is this. And here we have fusion tables, or a fusion table is nothing more than a cloud-based database. Think of a fusion table like a Access database on the cloud. It is more powerful than Access, it is easier to use, it is easier to configure, and it is more user-friendly, and it provides you with a lot more graphical points and views than your basic Access database. If you noticed, each item on the profile, for example, let me show you. This is the actual profile, right? So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We have 6 different items or departments, whatever they may be. We have 6 different items that at the end generate the profile. So these 6 items basically are their own database or their own information collection. They're on their own. You can link them, but we're not linking them right now. We're just trying to set the example so that you know how everything is laid out. Going back to the folder, you will see trips. Okay. Again, this is a cloud-based database, kind of like Access but more powerful. So under the trips database, you have the same information that you have here, and the way it works is this fusion table collects the information from the spreadsheet, and from here you basically have a running database. The benefits to this database is that it's easier to use. Like I said, it's more powerful, and you can use any Wi-Fi instrument to view it except the cell phones. So let's take a look at it. Okay, so we have the basic information table, and this is how it works. You have several options. I'm going to focus on the database and the cards because those are the ones that you are going to use the most, and then we'll go from there. So you have your basic information. You see this filter button here. If you want, this is the most powerful item. This is the most powerful item in the whole database because it gives you the ability to filter and arrange and rearrange everything in the database with a few clicks. For example, let's look. You see all these different headers? You can filter the whole database, whether it's 5 records or 50,000 records. You can filter them using the headers here. So, for example, under division we have several, right? We have 1, 2, 3 that are different. So if we want to filter the database by, say, division, you click filter and division, and automatically this database gives you the number of manager, supervisor, and worker divisions. You have a total of 3 different ones, and it tallies up the actual number. So if you want to focus on workers only for division, you select it, and it only gives you that filter. Now say you want to also focus on rank. Here we have the rank, or whatever number it is. You want to click on it, and there you go. It is just a matter of selecting what you want from the filter, which is the most powerful button in the whole program for the Fusion table, for the cloud-based database. You select what you want to filter, you click on it, and then you actually filter the whole database. If you want to go back to the original, all you have to do is uncheck it, the original information. If you want to get rid of the entire filter, you just click on this X. If you want to deselect, you check it again until it's unchecked. Again, let's do another one. Say you want to focus on an assignment, on the dates for the assignment. Okay, you can either check by clicking the date or dates, or you can actually input the actual date here if you're focused to be more concise. You click the actual physical date, or you check it. Let's do a couple of them. Rank, division. You can have as many as you want, as long as they're headers. You'll be able to filter from those. And again, it's just a matter of clicking, unclicking, clicking. So everything is made so that it's interactive. Now, you can interact with all the information, whether again it's 5 records or 50,000, only with the trips information. Although everything is in the same folder, you can give permission for an employee to handle only trips, and they would only have access to this information. You can give another employee access to another database that they would manage themselves. Again, let's close it, and close it. Now let's go to the cards. The cards works the same way. When it first populates, it'll be like this. These are individual cards for the individual trips. So basically, you have a individual business card with all the information for that trip. And the way you filter it again is you have to move it. You grab it and move it with your mouse so you can see it, because it's always going to be closed. So you align it to the edge and just drag it. Once you do that, then you can do the same thing, filter by workers, and you have all their information. Now, if it's too much information and they only ask for certain items in the cart, what you want to do is you can change the layout of the cart. You would go under the cart, change the cart layout, and here say you only want a few items. You don't want the group, you don't want the file number, you only want the assigned to, the first name, last name, and division. You save it, and that's what you get. If you want all the information, you check all the information back. You're only going to get the information that's provided in all the headers. And if you want to filter by other items, you can. Again, to delete the filter, you just click on the little X. Okay, let's close this. Let's go to another one. Let's do meetings. Click on the meetings, and we have 6 meetings. Again, to open the filter up, you put your cursor at the edge and drag it to the right, and you'll be able to filter by, let's say, issue. So under issue, we have 3 individual distinct values. Each distinct value has 2 issues. Let's focus on overtime. So these are the overtime issues. I mean, you can have as much information as you want. what I'm showing you is how easy it is to analyze the information. Not only can you filter and analyze, but it gives you numerical information, which is very helpful. You're able to add all the different filters, and to move everything around, just grab it from the three little dots here, up and down. It's very self-explanatory. Once you figure out and learn to feel comfortable with the filter button, you'll be able to do different types of analysis. And again, the card information is the same way. Put your cursor at the end and drag it to the right. Filter with whatever information you want to filter. You want to close it, you close it. To delete the card, you can rename it, you can duplicate it, you can remove it, or you can change the card layout. Again, to change the layout, just uncheck it. To bring it back or have all the information, check everything and save. You have to click save. Now the reason why I'm only focusing on these two items is because these are the only two items that you're going to work with within the program. But you have other options. Once you have a lot more information or you feel comfortable, what you can do is click this red button here, and you can have a summary, a layout. This is a card layout, a summary, a chart, or a map. To have a map, it's a little more time consuming, but if you have physical addresses or physical locations in one of your data sets, then you can add a map. Okay, now let's go back and remember, all these fusion tables or these cloud-based databases, they all correlate to the same information that we have here. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you how you can work within the database once you have that information transferred into the fusion table. The first thing we want to do is click on it, double click on it, and you're able to edit whatever information from here within the database. You don't have to go back. You don't have to go back and do it here. Once you've uploaded the information into the fusion table, which is, and I'll show you how it's done, it is easy to work with. Again, you can change the information and then save it, and it'll automatically save. You'll be able to use it within a minute or so. You can also edit, you can duplicate it, or you can delete it. Say I don't want this record anymore for whatever reason, so you can actually delete it. It will tell you that you're about to delete it, and that is it. Now this is the thing that I want you to understand. Once you uploaded the information from the spreadsheet into the fusion table, then it's only a one-way relationship, meaning you can only transfer from the data sheet to the fusion table, but you can't do it in reverse. So technically, if you wanted to use, or you feel comfortable using the fusion table, which I strongly recommend you use, you won't need to input the information in the profile in the spreadsheet. However, to capture the numerical information in the profile, to capture this information, you need the actual spreadsheet, because it's coming from the tabs over here, from the sheets from the spreadsheet. So basically what you have is two different items working with the same information, giving you totally different outcomes. And this is the way we're going to transfer the information. So again, we have the fusion tables for all the items. We have meetings, office transfers, projects, trips, and vacations. Okay, notice that trips on your spreadsheet. Notice that trips and profile are on the opposite side. It's important that you remember that trips is on this side, on the far left corner next to the plus and the all sheets icon. It's very important that the first sheet is in this position when you transfer the information over to the Fusion table, and I'm going to explain why. Remember, we deleted a record earlier, right? Let's delete another record so that we can make this. Click in any record, then select delete. Okay, so now we have 3 records, but when we go back to trips over here, we still have our original data set. Remember, it's only a one-way transfer, it's not 2 ways. And the way you're going to transfer the information is very easy. When you go under edit, you want to delete all the rows on your Fusion table or your cloud-based database, your Fusion table. Edit, delete all rows. It's going to ask you if you want to delete all rows. You have to delete all rows. Okay, now you don't have anything. You have nothing. Now, to upload the new information, say you added new information here. Whatever information, let's just make up some information. Let's six, and let's Marvin, Al, and then Marie. Okay, say you added new information. So the way you're going to do it is you're going to go under File, Import More Rows. When you click Import New Rows, the program is going to ask you from where. You're going to choose from Google Spreadsheets. Click under Google Spreadsheets. Once you click the presentation spreadsheet, it'll take you to it'll take you to this one, the first tab or the first sheet on your folder. So once it goes there, you click Finish. And there you go. This is the new record that we just added. If we want to, and there you have all your information again. There's other ways of doing this, but the reason why I'm focusing on this way is because it's the easiest to do. There's scripts or macros that you can do that'll do it automatically. However, if something goes wrong or it's a little time consuming to create them, if something goes wrong, you'll never know how to fix it. By doing this, you're guaranteed that everything is going to work properly whenever you want. And again, it's only a few steps. Edit, delete all rows, you delete everything. Once you delete everything, you import File, Import More Rows, and the system will ask you. The program will ask you from where. You tell it where, and once you tell it where, it'll go and get them. But you have to remember, if you're making a transformation or data dump from other sections, say you want to do the same thing for department transfers, you have to drag it and put it all the way to the left. That way the program knows to get it. That's the only way the program will get it, because it has different sheets. These are all different sheets. They're on their own. The program will only capture the first sheet all the way down to the left side. That's why whenever you want to transfer or data dump, you have to make sure that you drag it and you dump it all the way to the left corner of the tab, next to the plus, add sheet, and the all sheets icons. And again, remember, if you want to do filtering or analysis, just drag the whole database to the right, make your selection for whatever you want to filter, and make the selection. Again, you have your cards, and if you had physical location, you're able to add maps, you're able to add layouts, you can do a lot of different things. We're only focusing on two items here, the actual database and the cards, because both of these items allow you to filter and do analysis with very, very minimal effort. you know. And again, very easy to do. Change the layout, save, and there you go. Now to print the information, now say you want to print the car layout because they want to, I don't know, get a printout. There's no print icon or print button here. What you're going to have to do is click anywhere, right click, and print, or Control and P. And once you make your selection to print, then it'll automatically go to the settings of the computer. Now here you would have to adjust the settings the way you normally do, but it's up to you how you want to print it. Let's go back. You can do the same thing with a database. If say you want to print the whole stuff, not only the database information but the actual numerical information, for whatever reason, again, click anywhere, right click, print, and you would have to make the adjustments here. You cancel. You can also just make the selection and print whatever you selected. It's that easy. Okay, again, let's recap what this video was all about. This video was about updating information from one system, which is this, the profile system, to another system, which is the actual cloud-based database known as Fusion Tables. Fusion Tables, they stand on their own. Once you upload or data dump the information into a Fusion Table, it's very easy to work with. It's very user-friendly. You can work with several different items. Again, let's recap how we get the information. To get the information from the spreadsheet into the Fusion Table, whatever information you want to dump, you're going to have to drag that information to the far left corner. Once it's there, go to the Fusion Table, edit, delete all rows, file, import more rows, and you go from there. And remember, the most important item or thing you can have is your filter button here for all the Fusion Tables. Once you get comfortable using the filter, you'll be able to conduct very thorough analysis within a few seconds just by clicking whatever you are looking for. When it comes to the cards, remember, you also have the filter functionality, which you can filter, and you can change the layout by going to the actual card, change the layout, making your selections, unchecking and saving it, and there you go. I hope this was a thorough explanation on how to use two different programs, two different systems, cloud-based systems, to generate information and conduct analysis. You have your spreadsheet information and you have your Fusion Tables. Very different, yet they provide different results with the same information. When you use both of them in conjunction with each other, you have a very powerful program. Remember, just like any other Google platform that's on the cloud base, you can give and share whatever you want with whoever you want, as long as they have a valid Gmail account. In order to get comfortable with the last video, video number 4, and working with these two programs or platforms, I strongly recommend that you watch the video at least twice. Once to get your feet wet, the second time to actually work it. And once you do that, I guarantee you, you will be able to work with both the programs with no problem. Although the information here and the steps were very simplistic, they are very powerful in the fact that you're able to collaborate and work with many people at the same time. You're able to share certain items with anybody, and you're able to provide the information that's needed as long as the information is properly maintained, properly uploaded, and properly transformed, you'll be able to conduct a very complex analysis in just a few clicks. So all in all, we took 4 videos, we broke them down, we were able to work with different systems to get the same results. Remember, in video 1, we learned how to access your information from the cloud. Video 2, we had a description of how to use the entire profile. In video 3, we learned to maintain our data and properly structure it so that there are no issues or problems generating the profile. In video number 4, we used 2 different platforms to come up with the same information in different ways. Very powerful, yet very easy. For those of you who've never used any type of cloud platform, I recommend you start using it. It is much easier than some of the programs you're probably using today. It is much easier than Excel, Access, or whatever program you're currently using. All you have to do is get comfortable with it, and it's very powerful. It is powerful because once you learn one system, it is very easy to leapfrog to the other systems. And once you are able to generate different information from different programs, you'll be able to provide the information that your manager or your department needs with just a matter of a few clicks or a few seconds. At the end, the whole purpose of this was for you to become a more efficient worker and a more productive employee. As always, take care, and I hope this video was of help to you in some way or another.